Check new live stream.
We're back.
We're back. And I'm gonna jump out of this thread. Okay, I'm gonna jump out of this thread.
That hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened in a really long time.
You're saying too much.
The algae rhythms.
Saying too much.
I got off of the rhythm onto the algae
You're
rhythms.
saying too many words, TD. Too many words.
All right, y'all, jump over to the
Too many words.
jump to take two. I called it take two, y'all.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna jump out of that one and jump into
Everybody
this
get
one.
back over here. You have to choose your words wisely.
Yes.
TD.
What are you doing, boop boop boop?
Take out your booth. Sit down. Take it off.
Take two. Let's see. Let's try this one.
Oh my.
Oh, there you are.
Uh-oh. We need that booth.
All right. We're gonna try this one more time. We haven't gotten
You have to be careful.
gotten
what you said.
censured.
I thought they took the whole video
With
down.
that.
Did they take the whole video
The
down?
whole I've had it buffer and stuff. I've never had it crash and disappear. It's stinking crash and disappear.
The whole phone shut off.
Yeah, and then usually, you know, when you pull back up your live, you'll see the live and you click on
You
it
just
and you
jump back
can
on.
jump back in. Nah, it's stinking.
whole
it
phone
went
shut off.
boop, like, and I was like, whoa, I've never seen that before. That's pretty good.
Said too much. Saying too much.
Too much loose change in me pockets.
So anyway, y'all, that's just a little bit of our.
The phone's nice and cool. It's on a little.
We don't have it all figured out, and it's certainly a big fat mess, and we do have elderly people in our lives.
Yeah,
Like
that are going to
today,
be affected by this
I
thing.
reached out. We have an older couple that we're really good friends with, and I just reached out to them to see if they were okay and if they needed me to like deliver groceries or food or anything to their gate. I would bring it to them or anything like that. They're doing well though. They have a son that's going out and doing the grocery shopping for them. So again, I know I keep saying this, but find somebody in your community or your family to be a blessing to. Let's take care of the older people that, you know,
I think
that are more
that's the big thing. I
susceptible
mean,
to
I think
things.
that the big thing, the biggest way to conquer fear, obviously, besides God hath not given us a spirit of fear,
Right,
but a power
of
and a
course.
love and a sound mind. But the biggest way, we're still human, y'all, and fear is a human emotion, and that's totally normal. The only way to conquer that fear, other than prayer and fasting and supplication, is to do what you know to do, right? And one is love your neighbor, love your community, help your community, reach out. Don't socially ostracize yourself. And look, hey, don't be dumb, you know, quarantine or whatever. I don't have a
Right.
problem with, you know, there's a lot of,
Right,
there's a lot of pros and cons to all that. And I'm not saying, you
Right.
know, lick doorknobs
No,
and stuff
you
like
should
that.
use
You know what I mean?
wisdom. Yeah, you should be smart and you should use wisdom. And if you're gonna be around like other people that are older and that kind of thing, you gotta be smart. We're supposed to be wise but in thinking soberly about the situation and not thinking emotionally about things, you know, and walking circumspectly and all that we should be doing. And yeah, reaching out to people and being a blessing and being a help, being a witness during this time when people are taken with fear and uncertainty.
And the silver lining, the beauty is that, look, think about it. Oh, everybody's got to stay home. Oh, you got to homeschool your kids. Oh, there's no standardized testing. Do what? What planet am I? Where am I? Is this New America?
Like,
I mean, there's some good
everything's
things in
changing
New America. Just saying, there's some good things. You can't just point out all the bad things, you know. So, you know, but I mean, it should be the wake up, look around. Why are you stinking watching the dummy box? Like, go help your neighbor. Go do something. Go learn something. Build your infrastructure. Build your community. Invest in your food 401k. You know, look, you invest in it now, you ain't going to get an immediate return on investment. You will get some return on investment. But you know what? In that third and fourth year, when you get that abundance, besides the fact that you'll have abundance to give, Gerald, you can check out our previous live stream that was censured. And hopefully it's still going to be there and actually upload, but we'll see.
Right. So, yeah, maybe we'll talk about all that, the good, the bad, and the ugly of what keeps changing from day to day. Because there's been some crazy changes and things going on, and just some, like, yeah, crazy things happening in our country
It's
every
crazy,
day.
boo boo man.
So,
Come here, we do.
So that would be a fun video to probably do too. And finding finding a balance of being informed, not putting your head in the sand, but
Yeah.
not being overwhelmed.
And certainly not focusing on it and being that look, here's the beauty of homesteading and preparedness and having a large family and building your community. You kind of don't have time to worry. And honestly, what's going to kill your worry and fear is being proactive, doing the things that we all should have been doing these things. It's funny, I was just up visiting my parents, my dad for his 80th birthday. And no joke, and look, my parents are not preppers, and they're pre-internet, and they're super mainstream conservatives, because that's what they know, and they didn't have all that extra information and different things. And and I'm not going to argue with you, and you're my parents, so I'm not going to argue with you. But they have enough food in that house, and it's just the two of them. They have enough food in that house to live for a year.
But that's because
like kings and queens,
But that's
y'all.
because
And not the new kind of queens either, like a real queen and a real king.
right, but they've experienced some life. They know that there's good times and bad times, and you have to prepare for those bad times or those down times. They know that, and she told me a long time ago, like probably 10 or more years ago, when we started our prepping phase. She was just like, of course, everybody should have a pantry. Everybody should have, a stocked pantry and be prepared for, some rainy days that might come, so there was.
And that's why, I've been saying since we started our YouTube channel, get out of Babylon. It's synthetic, it's synthesized, it's fake, it's contrived infrastructure that's controlled by not you, not anybody. It's just totally and completely artificial. It's agenda. It's New World Order agenda 2020. Stack them high and deep. Control them. UBI them. Plug them into the internets. We can harvest their metadata and we can give them just enough to subsist.
And there is an allure to Babylon. That's what Chicken Gal just said. We keep saying this, but we keep pushing it off. There is a draw. And, for us, we got picked up by the head of our hair.
Yeah, it's easy to say, oh yeah, you guys were so smart, and you did all that. Look, we wanted to do all that.
Right.
It was
we didn't really want to leave where we were
yes, and it was thankfully it was graciously forced upon us in many ways.
Right.
So I don't want to sound like, we're so smart and we just saw this come. Everybody's seen this. Look, I think everybody on here has seen this coming. Everybody's seen this coming, which is why we got to ditch the whole RD, red, blue, donkey, elephant thing. Come on.
And you don't have to have somebody just said, we don't have a lot of money to buy land.
It's green, bro. It's not red and blue. It's green.
You don't need a lot of land. One of the things that was really inspirational for us way back when we started our homestead journey was it's like Little Homestead in the City or something like that. The Dervay family. If you look it up, Dervae, the Dervay family in California. They live in a little neighborhood, little postage stamp, little backyard, and they are almost completely self-sufficient for their entire family. And it was a little bit at a time. It's a lot of sacrifice, but they grow a crazy amount of food in their little backyard. They have chickens and ducks and I think a couple goats they even had, and they supply food for restaurants nearby. So it's not just for themselves. You don't need a lot of land to grow food. So you don't need a lot of land to have.
I do think it's wise. Look, we came from an incredibly liberal area, right? And when de Blasio, the card-carrying communist, got elected in New York City, I was like, that guy is going to suck the tri-state area down the tubes, which he has absolutely done. And look, when we get a communist as president, which will absolutely, absolutely, absolutely happen if we still quote unquote have a president, and if you think we even have a president now, I mean, that's very, I mean, it's not even debatable if you go by what the definition of a president is and what the Constitution says. I mean, we haven't had a president. Like I said, the more perfect union, Civil War, y'all, and the South was right, and the Civil War destroyed the Baptist revivals of the South to ultimately destroy the country, and here we are, and America and Wuhan Wees. Noah's Ark, where you been, man? Well, we haven't been doing a lot of live though.
It's a mirage, yeah.
It's a mirage.
Yeah, so there is a draw. You know, you have to be willing to sacrifice and to pull away from, you know, a lot of the allures that go with the city life or the neighborhood life or all of that. There is, there's convenience, there's, hey, it wasn't fun this morning. It wasn't fun last night. It was stinky, it was dirty, it was muddy, we were tired, we were cold, and this morning it was not a lot of fun. Out in the rain, moving 100 chickens, getting poop all over me, and then having baby chicks hatch. I was a little chickened out this morning. I still got my chicks outside that are halfway in and halfway out. I don't know if they're gonna make it or not. You know, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of sacrifice, and it's a lot of dirty work, and but it's worth it, y'all. It's totally worth it. Just the peace of mind that comes with it, and just living a real life, you know, being able to go outside and to tend to fruit trees or to plant some more strawberries this year, and it's very satisfying. The simple things in life are very satisfying. It's not all cushy and Pinterest, and it's not always
What are you building?
clean, but
It's work. It's lots of work,
It's a
and
lot of work.
it's every, you know. There's very few vacations.
right. It's not
And what are the
glamorous.
odds of us going on a cruise before?
Isn't
that wild?
Vacation.
Kind of
We
funny.
squeaked in a vacation, and as soon as we came back from the cruise is when it started.
Well, it started while we were on the cruise, and it's funny. You know, I'm so unplugged. You know, and I had heard Radical Personal Finance talking about the whole thing, and he started preparing in January. But I seen these people on the boat with masks, and I'm like, who are these weirdos, and what are they doing, and what is this all about?
Yeah.
And I didn't even connect the dots until after we got back, and
Yeah.
then I'm like,
And when we got off the boat, the first one like docked and stopped and had problems, and then it was like, wow, I'm glad we're not on that then. So, yep, the Lord was merciful. Let us get in a little quick vacation.
yeah, probably the last one.
Probably the last one for a very long time. Oh, I'm tired. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work every day, y'all. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a blessing, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
It's so satisfying, you know, and that's the point of unplugging from a synthesized life to a real life. A real life is so satisfying. Raising real children that are unplugged. These aren't synthetic gamers, and they're developing real life skills, and they have the ability to learn and teach themselves and go outside and do their thing. And it's so surreal. It's surreal every day. You know, it's like when we first moved to Texas. For the first year or two, I would wake up every morning and I'd be like, we're here? Like, we're here? This is weird. Like, I never imagined that this would ever actually happen. And now I wake up, and sometimes, you know, I'm working and stuff, so I'm not around during the day. And so I look forward sometimes to the videos because it gets me up to date, and I'll just be like, wow. I'm so impressed and fascinated by my own children, and hey, I'm their dad, so I'm easily impressed. But it's this lifestyle is so satisfying and rewarding, and if we could, and what it is it's exactly like homeschool. Oh, I can't homeschool. I can't teach my kids right. But people will be like, well, try it. Check this out, y'all. Everybody's going to be homeschooling their kids. And this is the biggest punch in the stomach.
We're not going to talk about this because we're going to do this on another video.
Okay.
Because this will be fun to talk about in another video.
Yes, and if you follow us on Facebook, I made a very interesting post on Facebook referencing the things we'll learn to live without and what the technocratic oligarchs have given us. And they checkmated themselves. And I do, there is a lot of hope in that. And because look, you can always say we need community, you need community, and you should build your community, and we need community. Guess what? Honestly, I mean, if you can think a straight thought, you don't have a choice, y'all. You better stink and get some kind of community.
Right. And
Because
it was a blessing. Like today, I could call this older couple that we're really good friends with. Dude, they were missionaries for 10, 15 years in the jungle. They know how to live off grid. They came back here
They
to
are
live
off
off
grid.
grid. They're totally pretty much completely self-sufficient homesteaders. But she was like, I'm missing this or that. I just can't find this, And I was like, well, we have some of that, And I was asking her because they're probably getting close to 80 now, And they live some life. I'm like, okay, how would you prioritize your garden this year? Like, tell me, what should I be prioritizing to get into the ground this year? And how should that look? And she was giving me some different advice there and tips and pointers. And I was like, hey, I can bring stuff over if you need me to bring food over. And she said, well, just let me know because I could, pick up this or that for you. And,
see, Christine.
It's, I pray that wherever you are, that you are taking this opportunity that we have to focus on the things that are important in life, focus on the Lord, get close to the Lord, and read your Bible. If you've never read your Bible before, get a Bible, read your Bible, spend some time with the Lord, and lean on Him, and reach out to your community and get to know people and help people. And the Lord can use this time, It can be a wake-up call, it can be a reset, and it could be just exactly what we need,
Yep, and and that's part of it. And look, our country, we've seen this stuff before. We've seen this World War II. We've seen this in the 60s and 70s with the race riots. We've seen unbelievable stuff, and we've had more and more of our freedoms confiscated and obfuscated, and some other big word that I can't think of right now. And we'll make it as long as we make it. And the other R&D thing about politics, man, the Antichrist is coming, right? And he's going to be probably like the Orange Man, all right? Or he's going to be like the Burn. And he's going to offer everything, and he's going to make peace with everybody, And I know some of you think you got the golden ticket, Willy Wonka, get out a pre-trib deal. And I hope you do, and I hope I do. But I don't think you do. And if you do, I am set, and it is going to be sweet. And if you don't, it'll be what it is. Yeah.
In this world,
yeah.
shall have tribulation.
Read Martyr's Mirror, y'all. I mean, God's people didn't get the Willy Wonka golden ticket. 50 million of them got murdered by the Pope. There ain't no hope in the Pope. There ain't no hope in the Pope.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do another video.
We'll do a home. Somebody wanted to know when we're doing our next live. When do we have our next scheduled live, Texas Mom?
We don't really have a schedule around here, so you gotta stay.
We're very terrible at scheduling.
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
I'm always concerned that my schedule will interfere with my life.
We used to have scheduled lives.
We did.
But
That was when life was able to be scheduled, as my friends on the other side of the pond.
It just got forced and hectic, and sometimes you just don't really have anything to talk about.
We actually have a patron in Scotland with the Wuhan Wheeze. And Jay Thistle, yeah, he's got it. So it ain't fake, y'all.
Oh no,
Yeah. Somebody was on here saying it was a hoax, you know.
No, I mean, I think.
Tain't a hoax,
I
but
think
it
we
ain't.
just gotta be careful of where we're getting our information from, and not to get sucked into fear or
Exactly.
that kind of stuff.
Okay, Nelson. Rufus! Nelson wants to know when the... Hey, Nelson, man. I don't know what... Okay. Rufus made some kind of crazy gelato ice cream, like dairy-free. It was crazy, man. It's going to be in Rufus's cookbook. I was super digging it. And he made that carrot cake again. Hey! No touchy.
He's trying to unplug
No, he's trying to unplug the show.
us.
No. Go get him, Mommy. Get him. Get him, Mommy. His favorite word is no.
His only word.
Oh, his only word. So we're working on the cookbook, Nelson. I'll get on TB, need TB. Is that the only one who thinks that China should take some kind of responsibility? No one's to blame for this other than the Chinese government or the American government. Or we should all just take personal responsibility and not blame anybody for the common cold or the flu.
I think it's good to be informed, but I think you have to filter everything.
I'm getting a bidet, y'all. I'm getting a bidet. You're saying.
We also have some cloths coming, y'all. I ordered some, just some pre-cut quilted, like, quilting squares. They're just
Garden
like,
sprayer. The
flannel.
original OG sent me, the original OG, Rick, sent me something from Sportsman Guide about some pump up. He said I was off grid today.
I think you can get like, diaper sprayers and stuff that are awesome, like a bidet. But anyway, we got some wipes coming, y'all, so we're okay.
Common sense, dude. Way before the Wuhan Wheeze, I wash my hands a lot. When I go to the gym, I get there, I wash my hands. In the middle of my workout, I wash my hands. At the end of my workout, I wash my hands. I don't touch my face. I never did that. I've never done that way before there ever was a Wuhan Wheeze, right? There's a thing called the flu. And many, many people you know get it. And one of the best ways to not get it is to wash your hands. And not like talk 2 inches from somebody's face so that their spit flies into your mouth and your spit flies into their mouth. And that's the way it should always be. And I don't need some technocratic oligarchic scientist to explain that to me.
Yeah.
We do not vaccinate. And vaccines are the devil, Bobby Boucher.
I mean, a lot of people die of the flu every year. You can Google that and get the number. I think it's like 40,000 people or something died this year of the flu.
Yeah, and how many people die from the flu vaccine? You know what I mean?
And I'm not comparing the flu to this.
I am.
I'm not saying.
I'm comparing it because it's comparable in the way that, okay, this is the R0 thing and it spreads faster or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But when you look at total exposure, total risk, total infection, and total death, the flu blows the snot out of this thing. And that's just way too, and every year it mutates. And this thing could keep mutating, y'all, too, which is why this is like the perfect invisible boogeyman, just saying the reds and the blues are going to make big green on this. And it's not about red and blue, it's about green. And follow the money. And follow all the senators that liquidated their stock positions right before they announced the Wuhan Wheeze thingamabob.
Why do you need to go to the gym? Because he's an old man and he needs to stretch?
Because if I don't go to the gym, the wheels fall off, y'all. And it regulates my blood sugar, and it's good to be active and to keep muscle density. Now, y'all need to read Starting Strength. And this really smart guy named Mark Ripito wrote a book about starting strength. And Mark is an old, crusty, bitter dude like me, and he'll teach you how building muscle and strength keeps you healthy. And that's that's common sense from observation. And it's functional strength, you know what I mean? So that's why I go to the gym.
He said dig the soil.
Well, if I was not gainfully employed, I would do the farm gym deal, probably, maybe. I got the shoulder thing, and I got to do very controlled type hangs with. When I could do pull up, I could do that stuff here. I'm not saying, but it's just easier
It's more efficient.
during the day to go at lunchtime and
You
do
can't
that.
go now, right? Is the gym's
Oh yeah,
closed?
well now Abbott, man, he's we
What's
got
it like,
to.
the restaurants, the salons, the
Yeah, we want to,
gyms?
in order for us to get the FEMA bucks,
Okay.
in order for us to get the FEMA bucks, we have to do our, executive orders with certain legalese in it that say that we comply with the Center for Disease Creation and the federal FEMA, blah, 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 so that we can stick our hand out and say, please, benevolent overlords, give me your tokens in exchange for me freedoms. Might I have more? Might I have more? Please, federal government. Texas has a surplus,
You're gonna
y'all.
get kicked
Might
out.
I have more?
They're in
Oh, Governor Abbott,
I'm
you're
telling
such a freedom-loving governor, protecting our freedoms. Might I have more porridge? Yeah.
They're gonna cut you
No,
off.
sorry. Bring us a shrubbery. Exactly. They want a shrubbery in exchange for me freedoms. Oh boy.
Oh my.
All right, y'all. Well, Bootsy's running, wreaking havoc, trying to pee in the stinking
She's not.
Bootsy cat. All right,
She jumped in my planner today.
and popped a squat in the planner, y'all. And this
It was
is
pretty funny.
strictly verboten from
We
Texas Dad, y'all.
almost posted it because it was so funny.
Go, you and that Bootsy cat, go.
But then.
And when I come home from work, Sissy's like, Bootsy was in the house, Daddy. And I'm like, girl, you know I don't want that cat in the house. And she smiles. She's there smiling. Girl, you know I don't want that cat. Girl, don't you tell me about that cat, girl. Girl, I know.
And then she
Take
says,
her outside.
and then she says, Daddy doesn't know.
Yeah, she says Daddy doesn't know, and then she tells me as soon as I get home from work. That girl. This is money by one.
Oh my. Alright, y'all be safe out there and take care of each other.
Not a good Oliver Twist. East Texas Rancher, what's up, man? How you doing? All right, well, we want to thank KG and We Tree for moderating and authorized Mike. I think he squashed a troll or two or one, and we appreciate that. And we're going to shuffle off to Buffalo. Want to thank our moderators and Rick J. Is that the Rick J? Rick J, where you been, Rick J? Which we haven't been on either, Rick J. I understand. Nelson. We got a lot of our favorite usual suspects on here. Noah's Ark, East Texas Rancher, Xavier. We got Bob R. And let's see, who else? Allie Blackwell. Good evening. Bookish Homeschool. And B. Reagan. And the Natural State Garter and Homestead. Hope y'all have a great evening. Dan. And let's see, am I missing anybody? But we're going to sign off for now. And we will see you on the next video.
It was fun hanging out.
We'll try to give you a little more notice, y'all, to the old live,
Yeah.
if we get a chance.
We'll jump back on here this week.
We'll do it. Yeah, we wanted to talk about, hey,
Talk about all the good changes.
all the good stuff.
It's me and me. Alright, y'all.
See you, Mikey Mike.
See you.
See y'all. Bye.